don't even think it's possible to have a day that's more beautiful than this. Oh yeah. Well, that didn't take too long. Just a beautiful walleye there. I'm gonna be relying on these guys for a number of meals, but it's still so early in the day, so I'm not gonna keep that just yet. This one's smaller, but still a beautiful fish. Thanks, bud. There's another one. Beauty. Uh-oh, they're getting smaller. This part of the video is in paid partnership with BetterHelp, which honestly feels kind of full circle for me. I was actually in therapy through BetterHelp during the time that I was planning this trip, and a lot of what came up in those sessions had to do with these videos, why I make them, what they mean to me. I told my therapist that I want these videos to be therapeutic for people, and he helped me realize that simply by creating these videos and putting them out into the universe was just as healing for me. It was one of those light bulb moments. Like, yeah, I'm out here filming in the wilderness, but sometimes I think I'm really just trying to figure myself out. If you've ever felt like you need some help sorting through life, therapy is a powerful place to start, and BetterHelp makes that easier. You fill out a short questionnaire and get matched with a credentialed therapist, and if it's not the right match right away, you can switch up at any time with no extra cost. They've got thousands of reviews with a 4.3 rating on Trustpilot, and if you use my link, betterhelp.com/Ben Beauchamp, you can get 10% off your first month. I'll leave the link down below in the description. Using it really helps out the channel. To be honest, I didn't go into therapy expecting much, but it ended up helping in ways that I didn't even see coming. And maybe it can do the same for you. I got a portage around some rapids here, and right at the start of the portage, there's an old trapper's cabin. It's in pretty rough shape, but very, very cool to see. There was no chance there wasn't going to be a fish there. It takes a lot for me to resist throwing a line into each one of those pools because I just know there's like a bunch of walleye stacked up in there, but it's getting late in the day and I am so hungry right now. And I've got a really cool dinner planned, so I'm just on the hunt for a camp tonight. Found an awesome little island here in the middle of this like swampy area. It was just beautiful. And a couple times now I've seen these two swans fly by. It's just sort of makes it look like a paradise. It is, it truly is. Oh my goodness. Get some steak on there, some onions, some cilantro, fresh squeezed lime. Oh, and a little bit of hot sauce. Folks, I have no words. Mmm. Round two. The simplest steak tacos. I think this is the best meal I've ever had while camping. That was just an awesome day, but that's it for me. I'll see you in the morning. Well, looks like I'm gonna be staying up a bit later here. I just turned my headlamp off and I looked up, and for the first time in my life, I'm looking at the northern lights, Aurora Borealis. This is spectacular. I'm almost getting emotional here. I've never seen this before. Alright, so it's probably about 4:30 or 5 a.m. now, and I made a huge mistake. I pulled my sleeping bag outside of my tent last night so that I could lay on my back and watch the northern lights, which were absolutely spectacular. Like, genuinely one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my whole life. But I totally fell asleep, and I just woke up now covered in morning dew. Like, the mist coming off the water is just, my sleeping bag is soaked. In my opinion though, totally worth it. It looks like it's gonna be another sunny, clear day, so I'll be able to dry off. I think at this point, it doesn't make sense to bring my sleeping bag and my sleeping pad back into my tent all wet, so I'm just gonna crawl back in and go back to sleep. Good morning, again. Today is gonna be kind of a slow day, I think, because I got such a broken sleep, but I do not mind that at all. I'm still gonna cover a little bit of distance, but probably only about 10 kilometers. So on today's breakfast menu, we've got protein pancakes with butter and maple syrup. Oh my goodness. I'm so fired up for this. I'm totally just gonna eyeball this and we'll see what we get. Oh yeah. Oh, I think that might be perfect. Who doesn't like a little darkness on the edges? Get some butter. A generous amount of maple syrup. Generous. Oh my goodness. Cheers. Mmm. Oh, that hits the spot. It is just gorgeous out here today, but I'm feeling that sun. I think the combination with going to bed at 3 a.m. Yeah, I'm moving slow today. Moving slow. I've got a nice easy dinner tonight with the freeze-dried beef chili mac and cheese by Camp Kitchen. This is one of my favorite meals that they make. All these meals are currently in development. The crew over at Camp Kitchen, they're working hard, but they're not released to the public yet. They've just asked me to test them out. It's the best job ever. I haven't been let down once. But these meals, they're hoping to have them out by early 2026. So I'll leave a link to their website so that you can keep an eye out, and you'll see a whole bunch more of these, of course, in my videos. But yeah, anyways, I'm starving. I gotta eat. Like, they've asked me for feedback. What am I supposed to say? It's good. Don't change a thing. There is quite the haziness to the sky today, and it smells like smoke, which tells me there's probably a wildfire somewhere in the area, which is slightly concerning, but also pretty typical for this time of year. It's to be expected. I mean, you see, when I hold the lighter to that jack pine that's covered in moss, it just lights up in an instant. So picture that for the whole forest. It doesn't take much, but I've got my dad keeping an eye on the wind patterns as well as obviously the wildfires, and he's gonna let me know via SATCOM, my Garmin InReach. I've got all the bases covered, and yeah, I'll just have to stay on my toes a little bit. Oh, that is so much. Whatever. Just having some cold coffee this morning and a couple protein bars. It is way too hot to have a fire, let alone sip a hot beverage. That was like 5 times the regular portion of instant coffee. Yeah, that's strong. I'm gonna be paddling at warp speed today. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, my nice new canoe.
probably caught like 100 of these tiny little pike off camera. You just know a spot like this is gonna be stacked up full of fish. Look at that beautiful walleye. Oh man, I love these fish so much. By far my favorite fish. This one's a tank. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, whoa, there he goes. All right, I just made it to my campsite for tonight, and it is just this perfect open area next to this beautiful waterfall. This may be the nicest sight I've ever seen. The only thing that would make this better is if I could catch a walleye for dinner here. Unfortunately not a walleye, but not a bad little pike. I'm gonna let him go though, not as tasty. This seems to be quite the pike spot. Yes, perfect little eater walleye. This is gonna make an awesome dinner. Just as I went to start the fire, it started pouring rain. It is like it's actually like a storm right now, out of nowhere. I literally just got my tent set up like seconds ago. I've just taken shelter for a moment and I'm gonna see if it passes. And yeah, I'm just gonna hang out for a few minutes before I cook dinner.
All right, it's about 10:30 p.m. now and the rain has finally stopped. I'm so glad. You can imagine how hungry I am right now. Let's get cooking. So this is obviously a well-established campsite, and someone actually set up a cutting board, just perfect for filleting beautiful fish like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this guy up, but I'm not gonna show it on camera because I know not everyone wants to see that. All right, I've chopped the walleye up into little nugget-sized pieces here. I'm gonna hit it with some crispy Cajun fish batter. I've been addicted to this stuff lately. Outdoor flavors. I'm not associated with them whatsoever, but their batter is so good. I'm just gonna give that a nice toss, make sure it's all evenly coated, and then into the pan it goes. For my side dish, I'm gonna do some Camp Kitchen harvest rice pilaf. This is going to pair perfectly with some fried walleye. All right, for a meal of this caliber, I'm gonna have to plate it up nicely. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This is just getting out of hand. These camping meals shouldn't be this good. Squeeze some lime on there. Gonna get some rice pilaf with a piece of fish. Cheers. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is delicious to begin with, but the fact that I'm having dinner at like 11 p.m. here, wow. All right, it is time for me to hit the hay. I really want to get an early start tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. It is so much colder today than it has been. The wind is blowing. It's probably like a good 15 degrees lower than it has been. But I am not complaining because the heat has really been getting to me while I'm paddling. So this will be a welcome change. And that fire feels nice. Today's breakfast is gonna be the Camp Kitchen freeze-dried vaquero skillet. It's a breakfast skillet with Mexican chorizo. So good.
Look at that. You got eggs, chunks of sweet potato, poblano peppers. Oh, that hits the spot, especially on a cool morning. As beautiful as it is to camp out next to the waterfalls like that, the constant rumble it becomes a little bit exhausting. Paddling into the silence here really sort of brings that sense of calmness. Let's see if there's any fish holding under here. Nothing on the first cast. Surprising. Small pike here. Caught a ton of these. Alright, it's still kind of early, but this is way too nice of a spot not to stop and camp for the night. Wide open rock face. There's a fire pit here. There's a perfect mossy area to lay my tent. And there even looks like there's some firewood chopped from probably a few decades ago. For dinner tonight, I'm having dehydrated beef stroganoff that I cooked and dehydrated at home. I found a recipe online and modified it a little bit, and then yeah, gonna try it out. Never done this before. right. To my surprise, this stroganoff actually came back quite well. Not too often do you nail dehydrated meals like that. Yeah. There's a cow moose just across the rapids. She's just feeding over there. She looked right at me and she's sniffing the air, but she doesn't seem to mind that I'm here. Yeah, there was absolutely no chance that moose was sticking around with me crashing through the bush with a canoe on my head. That's okay, still very cool to see. Okay, I've just hooked into what feels like it could be the biggest fish of the trip so far. Oh yeah, it's a nice pike. Not a monster, but it's a nice fish. Oh yeah. There we go. Not a bad fish at all. Thanks, buddy. just saw another moose. I can still hear him walking around. I didn't really get a good look at him. He just kind of poked his head out at me, but finally some excitement. The river has been so uneventful today. Just a long paddling day today. I still need to find camp. The sun's going down here. I can still hear him walking. I wonder if he's coming back out. For the last 3 hours, there's just been no shoreline on the river at all. It's just been swampy grasslands as far as the eye can see, nowhere to camp. And then all of a sudden I pull up to this beautiful open mossy area with a beautiful view. This is just such a relief. Oh my gosh, I'm so done. Found a pretty well established campsite here on an island. It seems to be used by maybe some of the local fly-in lodges. There's some structures built here. I guess it's a fish cleaning station. The black flies and the mosquitoes are now swarming, which is about time. It's June 1st today. I was wondering if they were gonna come out at all. They're not quite biting yet, but got a couple of mosquitoes land on me. I think next couple days are gonna be pretty brutal. Right from the campsite. It just doesn't get any better than that. I've got a little bit of a gloomy, overcast day today, and I'm gonna be fighting a headwind, and it feels like it's gonna rain, and the bugs are out, but that's just how it goes sometimes. You just take it as it comes. That didn't take too long. Got myself a little Walter. Beautiful. I'm so happy to be out on the lakes here. Oh, this guy's got a little leech or a parasite or something. Gonna help him out. There we go. And back in you go. So I just came around the corner to this set of rapids here, paddling up this creek into the next lake, and there was a whole bunch of eagles around. There we go. There's all kinds of eagles. Like there was like 3 or 4 eagles that took off right above these rapids. So I threw a cast in, and check this out. Just one second, I'll get them unhooked. Caught myself a whitefish. This is only my second whitefish ever. I'm gonna let him go here. Goodness gracious, he put up quite the fight though. I was surprised. It's actually really nice to catch something other than walleye and pike for once. Switch things up a bit. So I'm paddling across this big lake, going the long way across it. And for a second there, I thought that it was gonna start storming. Like it looked like a big dark cloud was rolling in. But now the sun's back out all of a sudden, and all I can smell is smoke. And I realized the whole lake is covered in a layer of smoke. Like look behind me here. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. Just clouds of smoke. This is nuts. So now on top of some of the spookiest paddling I've ever done, it's starting to rain, and I can even hear some thunder in the distance. This might make things interesting. Alright, I'm having some pretty serious trouble trying to find the portage here, and it's getting to be that time of day where you want to be finding things. I'm starting to get a bit concerned. I'm going to keep paddling along this shoreline here, but I'm not seeing any sign of anything. So if I do find the portage, or I should say when I do, that's probably where I'm going to end up camping tonight, because yeah, I can't even tell where the sun is. It's so freaking gloomy out here. Like, I think it's like 8 or 9 p.m., but it doesn't get dark until, you know, a bit after 10. Anyways, I gotta find something here. I found the portage, and it looks like a pretty decent trail here. And it's 1.6 kilometers, which is significant. That's a pretty decent jaunt. But I have two options here. One is to just camp right where I'm sitting, go to sleep, wake up in the morning and do it. But my clothing, it's not going to dry overnight. I'm completely soaked. So I can either do this portage cold and wet right now, or I can do it cold and wet in the morning. So I think I'm just going to tackle it right now. Alright, so I made it to the end of the portage. That feels so good. Turns out there's no good spots to pitch a tent at the end of the portage. Nothing at all. Not even a 4x4 spot big enough for a tent. It's so choked out with alders and just super thick bush here, and swamp, tons of swamp. But I hiked back up the portage trail a little bit and found a tiny little spot to fit my tent. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a terrible spot. Like, if you could make money off of finding the worst spot to pitch a tent, I'd be rich tonight. But it's a spot to sleep, and I can't complain about that. It's my own doing. I'm going to change into some dry clothes, go to sleep, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. I made it through the night. It actually wasn't that bad. I somehow managed to get my tent perfectly situated right in the middle of the portage trail, so that my body was laying flat right down the trail. And probably about 2 or 3 a.m. it started thunderstorming and like raining really, really heavily. And I was just so grateful to be nice and dry and warm in my sleeping bag. But I am up early today because I've got a big push. I've got 20 kilometers of paddling, and then the last final portage is 3.2 kilometers. But with doubling back for the second load of gear, that's going to be more like 9.6 kilometers on foot. So 20K paddle and almost a 10K hike. Yeah. there have been fish surfacing all around me, and I just threw a cast right where one jumped up, and sure enough, I've got myself the nicest walleye of the trip. My goodness. Oh, I wish I could. Oh, there he goes. I wish I had time to have him for breakfast. That would have been quite the meal. Well, it was quite the grind getting across those big lakes this morning. It took me, well, from 6 a.m. to I think it's about 2:30 now, and I'm finally at the portage. 3.2 kilometers. That's going to be the biggest portage I've ever done in my life. I'm just going to have to start it. Here I go. We made it. That was a tough one. But that was a pretty special trip. The last 8 days, that was awesome. I'll make sure to leave the details of this route in the description of this video. This is the Marshall Lake Loop for anyone interested. It is just that classic picturesque boreal forest. Big lakes, beautiful river section. The wildlife speaks for itself. Black flies, if you like black flies, you can come out here and get your fix. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video and for supporting my channel. The best way to support my channel is to hit the subscribe button. That goes a long way. But anyways, I gotta get out of these black flies and into some clean clothes, and I need a shower. And anyways, I'll see you in the next video.